Under his spell. Welcome, cursed ones.
Good evening, everyone. It's your worst nightmare and dream come true. I'm Adrian Hallowell, broadcasting live to you. How is everybody doing this evening? I hope you're all doing well. It has been an exhausting day for me. Right off the bat, I get my hat stolen. Thank you, Augustine. Yes, welcome in, everybody. I hope you're all doing well. It's been a really, really tiring day. I cannot stress that enough. But, we're gonna stream for a little bit. We're gonna be playing more Cronos today. Because I was having a really, really good time with this game. But, I will have to make this a shorter stream. Unfortunately, I've got some things to do tomorrow. Things that may prevent me from streaming, tomorrow. So I would not count on seeing me go live tomorrow, but we'll see. Thank you for the 10 push-ups, Navajo Ghost, and welcome in, by the way. Yes, welcome in, everybody. Welcome in, Navajo Ghost. Welcome in, Augustine. Welcome in, Dark. Welcome in, Sally. Welcome in, Bolge. Welcome in, Alandria. And speaking of Alandria, please don't steal that, Navajo Ghost. I need it. I still don't have all the computer parts I need yet to build a desktop. So I still need this laptop right now. Sorry your day's been rough. Oh, no worries. It's alright. Thank you, though. Hope you get enough rest at least. Sadly, that's not very likely, but I will do my best. Stream crashes. I mean, you joke, but before I even went live, the OBS was complaining about what is it, the God, whatever it's called, the encoding. Steal money? I don't have enough of that for you to steal. You might be disappointed. But yeah, speaking of Elandria, everybody check it out. We have more. Yes, Elandria made even more emotes. And as you can see, they are incredible. Yes, she has been working hard. So you already know what I'm gonna say. Please, please do support Elandria. She is an incredible artist. Very good person. And I have the link to her VGen in my About section, my credits. So you can actually go right down there if you would like to potentially commission her for something. So yes, please do support her any way that you can. It would mean the world to me. She's contributed so much to all of this, and I cannot thank her enough. She is a reason for this wonderful background that we've got, and all of these incredible emotes, save for one. Well, I guess also not counting the beaver one, but that credit goes to Rare and Nintendo, so that doesn't count. Yeah, we're gonna end up getting into the game a lot sooner today, just because I do need to I'm not counting on getting rest, but I do need to at least try to get a little bit of rest, because I do need to be up very, very early for something quite important. So a little bit less time together than usual. I will not be yapping for as long, and we're probably gonna skip the tarot reading for today, as much as I don't want to do that, but it would help me to get to the game a little bit faster, so. But I am gonna go do those push-ups real quick. Maybe it'll help me wake up a little bit. I don't know if you can tell. I can never tell if you guys can tell when I am particularly tired. I can hear it in my own voice, but I don't know if you guys can tell. Being up early is the worst? Yes, it is. It absolutely is. But anyway, I'm gonna go hit those push-ups real quick, so you guys can talk amongst yourselves and just enjoy the wonderful music of Catherine. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. This is no longer a chair stream. I promise. Literally, I've had to way too much over the last week. Happy I get a break now at least. Yeah, I know you've been mentioning you've had to be up early. It is not a fun feeling. Not a fun feeling at all. Oh yeah, I think I'm behind on a hydrate as well. Also, I finally got around to reading part 2 of the Chronicles, loving the inclusion of certain side characters. Yeah, I wonder who that could be. I actually had mentioned during the new model debut that I did want to do a whole chapter leading up to that, and unfortunately I just didn't get the chance because I haven't had the time to write recently. But there will be more. I am working on another episode of the Chronicles of a Cursed Witch. But I'm glad that you enjoyed it. Thank you for reading it. Yes, for those of you that don't know, on my Ko-Fi, I run a little bit of a blog. It's really an episodic little lore series that I do. Completely free to read, you don't have to donate or like follow me or anything. I just put it on my Ko-Fi because they have a blog feature, so it's easier for me to post it there. But it is a series pertaining to the lore behind my story and everything. And yeah, I think it's pretty fun to write. So if you're ever interested in checking that out and you'd like to know more about me for whatever reason, you can read it there. Don't rush yourself. Quality work takes time. Thank you so much, Augustine. I appreciate that. Yes, some of the wonderful pieces that you see in my art carousel that Augustine has created is actually based on some of the episodes, which is really, really cool. I came on here today with actually a few things I did want to talk about, but given given what a debacle today has been, we'll save it for another day. Just more interesting gaming industry stuff that I did want to talk a little bit about, but yeah, we'll talk about it another day. Oh, actually, that does remind me, anyone who might be interested, but Sally, I did forget to tell you, did you happen to see the pictures that leaked of the special edition Zelda Anniversary Switch 2 and Switch 2 controllers? Picture leaked, and it looks really, really cool. Your episodes are helping me to get better at landscapes. Oh, I'm happy to hear that. No, I don't want to see it before I get a job. Got it. Understood. Yeah, it does look very nice, though. Makes me think we're probably going to be getting a Zelda Anniversary Direct sometime soon, probably with stuff about the movie and the Ocarina of Time remake. Hey, welcome in, Purple. I'm so fucking late, sorry. Day's been rough, so I will lurk tonight. No worries, Purple. I've also had a really rough day, so we are right there together. No worries. Thank you for the lurk, and please take care of yourself, as usual. And thank you for the head pats. Is the console and controllers golden? No. They do have elements of gold, but they're not completely golden. It's actually interesting because I was anticipating something that would be more like Ocarina of Time themed specifically, but it seems like it's a whole like series thing. I do think it's quite nice though. Yeah, I think they did a good job. It is funny because when the design leaked, I did see a lot of people like talking about how beautiful it looks. And Sony just revealed a special edition PlayStation 5 with Wolverine on it. And I've seen nothing but people crapping on it, saying how ugly it is. And then also getting mad at them because, of course, you know, the whole thing they're doing with taking away discs and stuff. It's just funny how angry people are. Which, I mean, I'm right there with them, but just funny to see the way that they've been turning into very clever jokes is all. Has been funny to see. Gosh, I want to play Wolverine. I love X-Men stuff. Yeah, it actually... The funny part is, like, the Spider-Man games didn't, like... I don't know, I'm just not a huge, like, Marvel person. I'm more into DC. But I like Wolverine, and it looks like they're doing a pretty decent job with it. I feel like it looks like it's going to be more fun than the Spider-Man games that they made, honestly. So it'll be interesting to see how that pans out. Who's your favorite X-Men character, Dark? I am curious. Also do want to say again, thank you to everybody who donated yesterday to help me achieve the next milestone on our path to hopefully building a PC. I really do appreciate it, and all of you. Rogue all the way up. I'm trying to think about who I would pick. I mean, Wolverine is up there. I'm just not sure if that's the one I would want to pick. A less known one. I love Kitty Pryde, Shadowcat, but my second most favorite do be Wolverine. I know who Kitty Pryde is. And I'm not surprised. I'm sure you're not biased at all, Dark. I think my third might be Rogue. I'm trying to remember what her name is. Actually, I'm not even sure if she's a part of the X-Men, but I'm totally forgetting. It'll come back to me. My brain is a little bit fried from a lack of sleep. To be fair, she's also hella cool and can go through walls. What's not to love? Yeah, it is cool to see the X-Men getting more love. They kind of got buried in this whole Avengers stuff because of the way the rights are for the X-Men and stuff, at least in like films and whatnot. So it is cool to see. I'm interested in seeing the Clayface movie because I do like that it looks like it's very horror themed, which is fitting for Clayface. But the fact that they're actually kind of shooting it somewhat like a horror film is very interesting, and I'd like to see more of that kind of thing with like superhero movies, like actually film them according to like the demands of the character, you know? Not that they don't do that already, but a little bit more, I guess a little bit more focused, you know? I tried to push myself through the movies. I feel the only character that made them entertaining to me was the actor of Iron Man. Yeah, Robert Downey Jr. Yeah, he's a good actor. I fell off the Marvel movies after the Endgame one. I did enjoy it, but it just became too much to keep up with. But that run of movies was pretty good. I did like the Captain America movies, the Iron Man movies, Black Panther was good, the Doctor Strange movie was good. I think I might have missed a few. I think like I missed one of the Thor movies, Love and Thunder or something like that. whatever it was called. I missed that one. But I did enjoy most of them up to that point. I think the one that was probably the most forgettable for me was the second Avengers movie. I can barely remember what happened in that one. Age of Ultron or whatever. Gotta find a way to mail you concentrated rest and well-being. Think it'll go through UPS? No, I don't think it'll, they'll let it through. I saw some of the movies in theaters with my family, but I've never been super invested. I wonder if I should look into them just for the sake of being more cultured. It depends. Some of them are really good. Others are, like, more... like what they call a popcorn flick. And they're entertaining in that way. And then others actually have a little bit more to them that make them particularly fun. Or just good movies in general. Like, again, Black Panther is a good movie. I liked Captain America Civil War. It's kind of more of an Avengers movie, like, than a strict Captain America movie. But the whole idea of some of the superheroes fighting against each other is really good. Or at least it's really fun. I've actually been missing a lot of the Spider-Man movies. I did not see the one that they did that had Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. Which is a shame, because I like Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy a lot. Those movies were really good. And of course gave us the Bully Maguire memes. Generally loving most of the X-Men cast. I love Mystique too. I also think Magneto is such an absolutely amazing villain for the sake of everything he does. And says completely makes sense in universe. He simply got something he stands for and wants the best for mutants. I just love the politics in X-Men. So interesting to me in that sense. I'm sorry, too nerded when it comes to X-Men. Definitely my favorite series in the Marvel Universe. I do love Deadpool and Spider-Man as well as I grew up with it. No, I know what you mean. Yeah, X-Men is very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. And yes, I agree. Deadpool is also a lot of fun. Of course, I remember when that movie came out, and then of course everybody was trying to be Deadpool or wearing Deadpool affiliated merchandise and stuff. It's quite literally everywhere. But that was a fun movie. I still have to see the one, Deadpool and Wolverine. Gosh, I love the movie, just wish he acted more gay in it. Yeah, it was a fun movie. I never saw the second one either. Like I said, in case you can't tell, I kind of, like, started falling off of certain things, and it got very hard to keep up with some of the Marvel movies and whatnot. Speaking of films, actually, this is one thing I will make a quick aside to talk about. Have any of you heard that they're making a Jeff the Killer movie? I was so shocked that that hadn't happened up to this point. I was waiting for it to happen, and now it is. Do I think it's gonna be good? No. But we'll see what happens. No, what is Jeff the Killer? Something worse than Cotton Eye Joe? Jeff the Killer is an infamous creepypasta from the late 2000s. Very edgy, very... Preteens are afraid of this, but it's actually very silly and needlessly over the top. And I don't say that in like a pretentious way. I love all kinds of horror, so I don't care if something is like really edgy or whatever. It's not even that. It's just that There was a few creepypastas around that time when creepypasta was like really, really big. That were genuinely really good, right? And even the ones that were kind of, you know, like bare bones in terms of the lore, still had something to offer, right? Like Slenderman. It's not surprising to me why Slenderman blew up the way that it did. But then there's others that I always see people like herald as very legendary, popular creepypastas, and I don't understand why, because they were silly even back then. Like Ben Drowned, the creepypasta regarding Majora's Mask. Hey, welcome in, Zuckman. Yes, Augustine is here. Augustine spotted. Dude, Ben Drowned, I remember that one. Yeah. The idea was cool, like, of a haunted video game cartridge. But, it definitely seemed a little bit more silly than you would think it is from the way people talk about it. Thank you for the care package and the head pat, Zuckman. I appreciate that. I hope you're doing well. Let me take a sip. And let me hit the stretch. We talking shit about Ben Drowned? Don't do that. Shit scared me back in the day. Welcome in, Dandy. We were actually we were talking about creepypasta because they're making a Jeff the Killer movie. So we were talking about some of the other popular creepypastas of the day. But yes, welcome in. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, it was Ben Drowned. You don't know what that is? Jeff the Killer was another massively popular creepypasta from around the same era. So you had Jeff the Killer, Ben Drowned, the Disney one, what was it called? God, I forget which one what it was called. There was two actually. Hey, welcome in, Astro Wolf. Thank you for checking in. Hope you're doing well this evening. I like both laughing and eyeless Jack. Clowns and missing livers are my vibe. I remember eyeless Jack. I'm not? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that. Recovering from eye surgery on Monday. Oh, you know what? I actually think I saw you talking about that in Simon's chat. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you hope recovery goes smoothly for you. And that maybe you'll feel a little bit better if you you hang out with us for a little while. Yeah, I saw you talking a little bit about that with Simon yesterday. But yeah, there was a ton of creepypasta that were pretty popular back in the day. Ben Drowned was the only thing that legit scared me. It was a really cool idea, and I feel like the thing that carried Ben Drowned was the fact that they actually went to the effort of like making a ROM hack, you know? And like adding the videos to it. So it gave it a visual. Kind of feels like the precursor to Petscop, if any of you know what that is. Hey, welcome in, Kaiser. And thank you for, first of all, thank you for the follow. I saw that you followed. I appreciate that. And also, thank you for the first time chat. Ben Drowned and Sonic.exe, I think, caused my fear of ARG type media. I am very susceptible to the whole pixelated realistic eyes thing. Really? It just sticks in my mind longer. My House at Wad is probably the last creepypasta. Everything is just ARGs or horror series. My House is really good. I enjoyed that one. Yeah, it's been a while since we've had a pretty good creepypasta. Candle Cove is a good one if any of you guys have seen that one. It's formatted differently, and it's by, I think his name is Chris Straub, if I'm not mistaken. Same guy that ended up making Local 58, for those of you that like, what is it called? Analog horror. It's styled like a series of forum posts, and it ends on a brilliant cliffhanger. It's really good. Oh my god, I adored Smile Dog. I accidentally traumatized my brothers with Smile Dog. Smile Dog was a good one. It's another one that's kind of like silly on the face of it, but the concept is, it's pretty good. I enjoyed that one. Your recommendation held weight. Thank you, Kaiser. I appreciate that. Yeah, that means a lot. Thank you. Enjoy your stay. Adrian is a giant cutie. Thank you, Dark. I'm trying to think. What's another one? Have you guys ever seen the Russian sleep experiment? That was another one that was pretty good, I think. And god, there was another one that was kind of similar to that one that was pretty good. Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting. It seems like because of the success of the Backrooms movie, as well as Obsession. Obsession is not based on any like creepypasta or anything, or internet horror thing, but the guy that directed Obsession makes YouTube horror films. So a lot of these studios are now looking for internet horror things to draw from. Seems like it's going to be kind of akin to the Japanese horror craze of the early 2000s when it made its way over to the West, and then everybody was remaking a lot of Japanese horror films. Kind of feels like we're going through that again, except now with internet horror stuff. And I'm honestly kind of okay with that, as long as, one, the right things are adapted, and two, they actually get like the right people working on it. Because like with Obsession, the guy that directed that movie, I actually have seen some of his horror films before. I didn't even realize he was the guy who directed Obsession. I'm so happy for him and proud that he's blowing up now, because he deserves it. He's a very talented director. He has a movie called Cereal and Milk that's on YouTube that I recommend you watch. It's really good. So, you know, I'm not surprised that he's getting, you know, more popular now. And Kane Parsons, you know, was already directing the Backrooms series on YouTube. So, Backrooms was a solid 7.5 out of 10 for me. I have yet to see Obsession. I still haven't seen the Backrooms yet. I'm waiting for it to come to a streaming service. Hopefully one that I have. And I'm dying to watch it. I really, really want to see it. I do recommend that you watch Obsession, though, Kaiser. It's really good. Obsession is a movie that is kind of simple in the sense of its premise is exactly what you think it is, and most of the story is probably going to go the way you think it is, but that's not the point of it. One, the strength of it is the incredible acting, and also the greater meaning behind the simplicity of it. It's one of those stories that's just kind of like, it feels classic, almost like a, not like a fairy tale in like the subject material, but like, you know how fairy tales are essentially like moral tales, right? Or something that is meant to serve as like a warning to children. That is kind of how, kind of what Obsession is like. very simple, but it's meant to be simple. You're supposed to derive the meaning from what you're seeing. And to me, as far as like the way people treat others in relationships and such, that is where you'll get the meat of obsession from. Hey, welcome in, Effecto. How's everybody doing? For the most part, everybody seems to be doing okay, although we do have one person over here, Astro Wolf, who is recovering from eye surgery, so they could be a little bit better, it seems, but everybody seems to be decently okay, as okay as we can be, you know? I've been having a really rough day. I'm pretty tired. But what else is new? I hope you're doing well. I know you said you had some exams and such. Hope those went well. If you'll forgive the suggestion, it will definitely be on one streaming service you have access to. Ignore me if I'm out of line. No, you're fine. You're perfectly fine, Dandy. Sounds interesting. I do love a good spook movie. Gonna keep that one in mind. Yeah, you definitely should check it out. I highly recommend it. Especially the acting is like a massive, massive part of why the movie is so good. Let me change the music. We've been on this one for a while. Bro, go to sleep, please. Effecto, trust me, I try. It has been, as I always say, me and sleep, we do not get along very well. A new ARG thing that I just will not touch because it sticks in my mind and makes it hard to sleep is Lacey's Flash games. I know what that one is, yeah. The style of that one is so authentic to the era. For anybody that ever played those like dress-up games in like the 2000s and stuff. Very, very authentic. Very cool. Gosh, I love a decent ARG, but yet many of them can do that. Me too. I'm actually annoyed because I feel like Capcom missed out on a great opportunity to do an ARG for Resident Evil Requiem. I feel like they could have done a cool internet series of like recovered footage from Raccoon City before the outbreak or like during the outbreak, and then actually had like another half of it be people who snuck into the city, like urban explorers trying to get footage of the modern version of Raccoon City. And they just didn't, and that was very annoying. They did do a very cool short film for a commercial for the game, starring Micah Monroe from Longlegs, which if any of you have ever seen that movie, or you haven't seen Longlegs, watch it. It's really, really good. It has Nicolas Cage in it and Micah Monroe. I really enjoyed that movie. It was very unsettling. And there's some secrets in that movie that if you notice them will make you feel very uncomfortable. Honestly, Longlegs kind of reminds me a little bit, like very vaguely, of Faith, the game. No worries, Sally, take your time. Bring me an egg and a whisk and I'll make Adrian sleep. Psychological horror is either super interesting and fun for me, or I need the light on when I sleep thing. I'll never know until I watch it though, like a landmine. Yeah, some movies can really, or some psychological horror, movies, games, books, whatever, can really stick with you. Did they rebuild Raccoon City after nuking it? So actually, interesting fun fact, Dandy, Raccoon City was actually not nuked. It was a thermobaric bomb that was dropped on it. So, yeah. But the city is still pretty much destroyed. But they kind of retconned how much of it was destroyed. Which, to be fair, is actually more in line with reality. Because in the original Resident Evil 3, when they depict it and stuff, it's like a very dramatic explosion that is beyond what the actual capability of thermobaric bomb possesses. So it is actually realistic that more of the city survived. But, yeah. There's so many underground facilities in Raccoon City, I know, right? I'm amazed that there was even any space left underground with how many underground facilities there are and how large those facilities are. Or were, I suppose. Yeah, don't even get me started. I feel like, even minus, like, official efforts, I'm shocked that there's no Resident Evil, analog horror series. There's, like, a ton of them for Five Nights at Freddy's, and some people have made them for other things. Like, there's a Godzilla analog horror series, there's a Batman analog horror series, there's, somebody made one for, I think, Tom and Jerry, of all things. But no Resident Evil 1, which is really weird to me because it kind of feels like it would be a good fit for one. But surprisingly, nothing. Speaking of analog horror, do any of you guys watch it? Analog horror is, in my opinion, really, really good. Unfortunately, as what tends to happen with a lot of horror, once somebody really figures out a good formula, a bunch of copycats sprout up, and then it kind of stifles the creativity a little bit until the next big hit, and then everybody rushes to copy that. That's probably the one thing I don't like about horror. It's not exclusive to horror, don't get me wrong, but horror seems to be the worst offender, where everybody just kind of throws their hat in the ring trying to copy whatever sold a lot, you know? A new rule for the internet: if it exists, an ARG will be made for it. This is true in a lot of ways, yes. Gotta make sure to use up all that extra space underground, just begging to be used. Umbrella made the most out of the space for the best of everyone, I'm sure. Oh yeah, definitely. Did you watch Chapter 5 of the Walton Files? No, I don't think I have. I've watched some of the Walton Files. I'm kind of in two minds about it. I do like it. To an extent. I think the art style is good. Very unsettling to look at. But the Five Nights at Freddy's influence is just a little bit, not off-putting, but like, there's just so many things inspired by Five Nights at Freddy's, like so much mascot horror and stuff, that I don't know, it takes me a little bit to get through some of it, just because it feels a little oversaturated. But the Walton Files is pretty good. I actually like some of the works from that same creator a little bit more than the Walton Files, actually. Like, I think they did one that was based on, like, Little Red Riding Hood or something, and that one was interesting. The Mickey Mouse one was just odd. Yeah, I think I know which one you're talking about. At least they're not ruining the skyline. However, their facilities are so big that they are taking the rest of the place of the tectonic plates. See, they're even thinking about the environment. Yeah, there's some really good, there's some really, really good, analog horror series, though, that I do recommend. Gemini Home Entertainment is good. The kind of grandfather of it is, Local 58. That one is good. By the aforementioned Chris Straub. Actually, a movie that kind of has an analog horror style to a degree, if any of you have not seen it, I do recommend it, is Skinamarink. It's not a conventional horror film, and if you watch it, I don't recommend going into it treating it like it is. Skinamarink is a movie best watched by yourself, in the dark. I mean, that's most horror movies, but I mean, like, this one in particular, I would say it feels probably more unsettling if you watch it in a bigger room, like a living room or something, rather than like a bedroom. And with the lights off, by yourself, and you'll see what I mean. Skinamarink is a movie about two children, and I'm not talking like, you know, like around like 10 or 11 or whatever, like really, really young children, who wake up one night and find that their father is no longer in the house, and all of the doors and windows are gone. And I won't tell you any more than that. It's a very unsettling movie. And it's filmed in a very unique way. I'm not a big FNAF fan either, so it did put me off a bit, but I'm glad it's becoming its own thing dealing with grief. It's beautiful how it's portrayed. I watched the separated story, The Pumpkin Rabbit. It's aside from the main one, so I recommend it. Kind of slasher mixed with cursed spirits. I'll check it out. Yeah, I will definitely check that out. Thank you, Effecto. Yeah, there's so much FNAF stuff, and again, it's like, it is what it is, but I just wish that, I wish there would be less direct copies of things in the horror field. I always feel like the best way to copy something you really like is to just copy the feeling that you experienced when you, or that you felt when you experienced it, you know what I mean? Like, you know, infamously, Silent Hill was born because Konami wanted their own Resident Evil. And Team Silent decided to do something unique, rather than just directly copy it, you know what I mean? So even though Resident Evil and Silent Hill are often spoken about in the same breath, they couldn't be any more different from each other. And I appreciate that. Even when you look at, like, all of the big slashers from the 80s and such, Friday the 13th has a very different feel from Nightmare on Elm Street. And that is generally how I prefer copycats or clones to be, as opposed to the more direct style that you're seeing now. Like when PT dropped, everyone and their mother and their grandmother and their dog was making PT clones that were just PT with nothing added on top. And that was rather disappointing. I love SCP Overlord and SCP Dollhouse. I don't know if I've seen those, but Astro Wolf, I don't know if you know this, but have you ever watched the VHS movies? I was talking about this in the last stream, but the VHS movies are a series of found footage anthology films, found footage horror anthology films. I love the series. It is one of the most creative horror projects out there. Definitely recommend them. If anybody here hasn't seen them, watch them. They're very, very good. Except for VHS Viral. That movie is bad. But, next year, they're doing a movie called, VHS SCP. And it is going to be, exactly what it sounds like. All of these shorts are going to be based on different SCPs, which is very cool. I've barely seen any movies in general, so no, when my eye recovers, I'm going to watch the director's cut of Blade Runner. Blade Runner is a good movie. Gonna watch most of the Halloween movies in October. You can't go wrong with that. Well, The Rob Zombie one is not good. I find it more funny than anything, but also gonna save Silence of the Lambs for October. Silence of the Lambs is really, really good. Fun fact, Silence of the Lambs is part of what inspired Resident Evil Requiem. For those of you that didn't know that. There's actually a few movies that inspired Resident Evil Requiem. Silence of the Lambs, 7, the movie with Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman. And a few others, Rec. And even Lord of the Rings, believe it or not. They actually stole a shot from Lord of the Rings, like, shot for shot. A whole scene. I was in the box. Well, Kaiser, in that case, you made Brad Pitt do a very bad thing in that movie. I need to watch Jacob's Ladder 2. Yeah, I've been wanting to see that movie, but I cannot find it on any of the streaming services. It's just never on anything. Games and movies aren't just art anymore. They're business, and business is risk averse. So you can't change anything because that might make it lose money. Yeah. Unfortunately, that is... You know what's funny about that, Dandy? That's always the case until it's not. Like, that's kind of like what's happening right now with the Backrooms, right? The Backrooms is something new. The Backrooms is something risky. And now the Backrooms is no longer something new and risky. So you're going to get a lot of clones of it. And then people will be reluctant to invest in the next big thing until it's the next big thing. Funny how that works. It's almost like you do need to take a chance on new pieces of art in order for it to thrive. Unfortunately for you, I love FNAF. So when I talk about like FNAF and stuff, I don't want anybody to think I'm like shitting on it, you know what I mean? It's not that. For me, Astro Wolf, it's just more so how do I put it? So Five Nights at Freddy's is something that I actually give a lot of credit to, despite it not being like my personal cup of tea, because it does do something very, very right, which is it puts a ton of emphasis on the lore. And so many creators don't actually understand how much people do care about that kind of thing. And part of the reason why Five Nights at Freddy's exploded the way that it did, aside from it being popular with kids, inexpensive, and very easy to make, is because there was actually effort put into the story that was being told, and it played off of the idea of kind of feeding into the conspiracy theories that fans had about it. A lot of things will just kind of throw their hands in the air and not care about the story they're trying to tell, and that is a detriment to it. Like, for me, as a massive Resident Evil fan, the way Capcom has treated the series' lore and story in the past few entries, especially Resident Evil Village, for example, is very infuriating. So, it's definitely, like, to me, Requiem being the massive hit that it is, in part, comes from how excited people were to see some of the older elements of the games come back into focus a little bit. But even then, I do still have some issues with how Requiem handled some story stuff that really didn't need to be fumbled the way that it was. Still a great game, though, and I still like its story very, very much. But, yeah. Jacob's Ladder is such a classic. That's what I've heard, and I really, really want to see it. That is also the movie that largely inspired Silent Hill, as I'm sure you know, Dark. I watched Donnie Darko for the first time the other day, and it was very, very interesting. That movie is still on my mind after seeing it. Ideally, you'll get someone else to take the risk. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much how it works. But then the funny part is, who they get to like... Someone else gets the hit. Then they get the clone, and the clone never does as well as the original, you know what I mean? That's kind of the irony in it. I've avoided most mascot horror, but I love FNAF and the Bendy games. I avoided Poppy Playtime, and I'm glad I did. There's also that other game, Garten of Bonbon, you know? That is... There's like a whole big thing with that, too. I love FNAF for the lack of control and absence of information, wealth of misinformation. I've heard that before, yep, and given some of the scenes in it, that does make sense. Definitely give it a watch when you can. Yeah, I really, really want to. Very, very interested in seeing it. I've been trying. But I can't find it anywhere. Hopefully that changes soon. But yeah, if none of you have seen Donnie Darko, I mean, it's an old movie at this point, but I do recommend it. That one is also very good. And gets you thinking. Has a lingering, unsettling tone to it. There's also the... Hold on, let me change the music here. We've been on this for a while. There was another movie I was gonna bring up. Oh yeah. It's called Antrim. It actually has the actress that played Jill in the Resident Evil 3 remake, Nicole Tompkins. She's actually in it. And I do recommend it. It's called Antrim. And it's very weird and unsettling. Shot in a very interesting way. I also recommend Savage Land, if you haven't seen that one. It's a found footage film, but with pictures instead of video. Like, there's video in it, but like the event that's being talked about in the movie is not like recovered camcorder footage from a bunch of teens or something. It's photos, and those photos are used to try to piece together what happened to the people in question. It is so good. I cannot recommend it enough. I would be doing you an injustice if I spoiled anything more than that. But if you can, watch Savage Land. It's really, really good. I don't mind Poppy, I just don't see the popularity it got going as mainstream as it did. Yeah, I think probably just the designs of the, what you call it, the characters, you know? Monsters and such, or the toys. Actually, you know, on that note, something funny that I do think about quite often, and it is one of my major issues with a lot of, like, I hate the term friend slop, but, like a lot of recent games that have come out that are, like, mainly geared towards getting friends together to play multiplayer stuff. One of my biggest problems with them is that they always throw at the character designs, or it's like just made to be goofy and funny, which is fine. Obviously, it's rather fitting for what they want you to do with the games. But I think part of the reason why stuff like Poppy Playtime gets popular, and other things as well, is good character design will get people going crazy. Like, I remember when Splatoon was revealed, and there was so much fan art within like 5 minutes of that game's reveal, and that's how I knew it was going to be a hit, even though the Wii U as a console was a failure financially. And sure enough, Splatoon not only turned into a hit on that console, but it is a hit franchise. When you see the fan artists get going on social media, you can pretty much guess something is going to be a hit, right? Striking character design is very important. So when you just use like default models, or like just goofy meme stuff, or another trend I really hate, a bunch of characters wearing like overly elaborate, like, masks and stuff like that, it usually does not... It doesn't really lend itself well to connecting with people in that way. So yes, I do think striking character design can catapult something that may not even be that great into pretty big popularity. Which is another reason why it's so important to have talented artists on the staff of whatever project you're doing and not relying on shitty AI. How dare you, Donnie Darko, an old movie. Okay, Dandy, here's the thing. Oh, Dandy, I'm sorry. Both you and Bulgay, you and Dandy both have the same color names in my chat, so it confused me for a second. But Bulgay, Donnie Darko, I don't consider it to be an old movie in that regard, but I know, unfortunately, most people are going to look at it that way, so I just have to be clear. It's not a movie that came out in, like, the last 5 years. I know a lot of people consider anything beyond that to be old. We're just colors to him. That's not true, Dandy. I need to watch all the Alien movies. I've seen a few of those. Funnily enough, I've never seen the first one, but I've seen most of the others. I haven't seen Stranger Things yet either. I will work on that eventually. One of the scariest games was Nun Massacre, same with Power Drill Massacre. Yes, I love Puppet Combos games. Puppet Combos games and Chilla's Arts games are really good. I find Chilla's Arts games and Rails games, like the Fears to Fathom games, to be very cozy. They usually depict like a very familiar and lived-in kind of setting. And like they have a certain kind of color palette to them that make them incredibly relaxing, even though, of course, what's happening is very, very bad in the game. But I find them just very, very, very easy to relax to. Maybe I'm a psychopath, but the ending of Antrim made me laugh a bit. Did it, Effecto? Also, I'm so glad that anytime I mention a horror thing, I feel like you've seen it or played it, Effecto. I can tell that you we're cut from the same horror addict cloth. Oh, did we figure out about Agent 64 working with your computer? At least from what I can see with the specs, it seems like it should. And Sally was telling me that it seems like it would run on my laptop, so. Again, my laptop can be weird, but it does seem like it probably does, so I'm hoping to pick that up soon. I gotta see when the sale ends on it. I gotta see, because I'm kind of at a crossroads right now. I have a few games right now that I may end up getting. Like, I've been looking at that game, The Big Walk, to do a collab to, potentially very soon. But yeah, I want Agent 64. I was watching Simon play it yesterday, and it looks like so much fun. Take this with a grain of salt because it's definitely secondhand, but I've heard the director's cut of Alien is actually better because it makes cuts that make it tighter and scarier than adding bloat. Really? Well, I'll definitely consider watching the director's cut then when I do watch Alien. I'll look into that, see what the super fans say. But I can believe it. When I watched Donnie Darko, the most popular like version of the movie now is the director's cut, and it definitely adds to the movie, I think, from what I saw. I did watch a pretty good video essay about Donnie Darko that explained what the director's cut added to it, and I would agree that you're better off watching the director's cut of that movie. Also, I saw a missed message about the AI thing today, and I've been spreading the message. Yes. Yeah, it's Thank you for bringing that up, Dandy. I totally forgot because my brain is fried. But for everybody here, I highly recommend that you go and go to your settings on Twitch, go to security, and scroll down, because Twitch decided today, without our permission as users, to implement their bullshit AI that is collecting information, not only from streamers like myself, but also from you chatters. So even if you don't stream, you're not safe from this. So you're going to want to go to your settings and turn that off so that they cannot scrape information from you. And let's face it, they're probably going to do it anyway. But at the very least, if there is some kind of lawsuit in the future, having your stuff turned off will probably help to make them look even more guilty if it turns out that they were violating that consent, you know? At least one can hope that would be the case, so yeah, I would say go turn it off. Even if you are only chatters. Set the AI on fire? Yeah. I love being auto-opted into things. I know, right, Kaiser? Yeah, it's, hold on, I can show you what I think about it. I gotta do this for Elandria. Hold on. Where is it? Okay. That's for Twitch and for Amazon and specifically for you, Jeff Bezos. Sorry, I had to get that out of my system. I love it. Yeah. Scrape this shitheads. Yeah, right? Yeah, it's just kind of crazy to me. That even, like, they're even trying to collect information from people who just watch and chat, you know? Like... I'm so sick of AI. I really am. There's so many reasons. I'll post some of the Stranger Things tracks in your Discord, which I just joined. Oh, thank you. Thank you for joining, Astrowall. Welcome to the server. And yes, please do. I will check them out. I also make music myself, and I'll post that there too. That is really cool. I'd love to check out your music. Yeah, please do share. But yeah, thank you again, Dandy, for bringing it up, because, hopefully, I mean, it's been all over social media. It was all over Blue Sky, to my understanding, even though I don't use, fucking Twitter anymore. Yeah, I think it's been trending on there too, to my understanding, at least from what people have said. So, yeah. I think most people know about it, but... you know, things have a way of missing people, so hopefully everyone finds out about it and opts out of that bullshit. I actually have to see if, next time she's streaming, I gotta see if Joey knows about it, because I know she'll hit the roof with that. You love the tracks I made in Akira Yamaoka style? Well, seeing as how I love Akira Yamaoka's music, I probably will. Those are made entirely using samples, loop samples from a DAW. That is really cool. Yeah, I'd love to hear that. The sneaky little billion-dollar company. Yeah, right? The funny part about it is, they actually were doing a survey on that before they implemented it, right? Months ago. I was actually a part of it. And when they asked about it, I made clear in no uncertain terms that no, I do not want that. You can go fuck yourself. And there's a whole thing of people who were in that survey who said the same thing. It was pretty strongly rejected. And you want to know what happened? They did it anyway. Don't you love when they ask if you want something and then they just force it on you? You can hear them right now if you want. I have them on SoundCloud. Yeah, I'll check it out after I'm done with stream. I'll give them a listen and I'll post in the server what I think. But yeah, that's really, really cool. And you know, it's cool, Astro Wolf, because we have several artists in the community. So now we also have a musician in the community as well, which is cool. I'm always happy to hear about what kinds of cool hobbies you guys have. And what kinds of creative things you do. I like to live a little bit vicariously through all of you, as unfortunately I don't have a great many talents myself, so when I see you guys doing cool things, it makes me happy. I feel cooler by association with all of you. Let me spend the next 10 years becoming a sculptor. What kind of things would you sculpt? I'm very curious about that. But yeah, I said I wasn't going to talk for very long. It's been an hour and 18 minutes. We should probably get to the game, because at this rate, we're not going to have a whole lot of time to play if I don't shut up. No. I was still talking. I betrayed myself, Sally. Talent is just a head start. Skill is what matters, and you can build skills. This is true. Okay, geez, I was worried there for a second. No, you're good. You're completely good, Sally. Cooler by association has been added to my dictionary. I think you have to start sculpting with a rock, very easy to make. That is fair enough. Pretty sure I did something similar a long time ago when I was a kid, with Play-Doh. Which I never actually had much of it, but I did have it, like, for a very short period of my childhood, and, tried to make some cool stuff. I think probably the coolest thing I ever did from like a arts and crafts perspective was I used, like, you know those brown paper bags? When I was a kid, I actually took some of those because I had a ton of them, and with scissors, glue, and tape, I ended up, and markers and colored pencils, I ended up making a little miniature diorama of the Hidden Leaf Village from Naruto. And it was actually pretty detailed. I worked on it over the course of a couple of days and stuff like that, just working on it for hours on end. And I was pretty proud of that. And then it got destroyed. The end. Wood sculpting sounds fun, though. I don't have the best wrists, though. I know some people who are really good with working on like woodworking and stuff like that. And they make some incredible stuff. got a little occupied, was hiring someone for a commission. My poor wallet. I'm sorry for your poor wallet, but I am excited about the implications of a commission. Maybe that's something we're gonna see on one of your streams in the future, perhaps, Dark? Because if so, that's pretty exciting. It got destroyed? Yes. Yes, it did. It got stepped on. It got stepped on. And then it got destroyed. I was waiting for that part. See, Dandy knows. Dandy picked up on the tone and the light foreshadowing. If I'm talking about something and it sounds oddly positive and hopeful, you can probably guess that the end of the story is not good. I'm very excited for it, definitely stream related. Well, I look forward to seeing that. Very, very excited about that. May your poor wallet recover, but its pain will go to a good cause, so it seems. I know how you feel, though. I feel the same way every time that I commission something or make large financial moves. It's always a bittersweet thing, you know? Adrian stories are the opposite of foreshadowing, it seems. But yeah, it's always cool hearing about you guys' hobbies. We've got artists, we've got musicians, we've got people who build Gundam. We have a doctor in training. You guys are super talented. And you should all be proud of yourselves. Alrighty. Given that I've already taken so much time, I'll do the tarot reading real quick. I'll make it a little bit more brief than usual. And then we'll play some of the game. We got to get you some stories that end with, yeah, so that was pretty cool, instead of, that's why I'm chronically sad. I don't know, I don't know how much life wants that from me. An anonymous... Oh, wow, okay, well. Thank you, whoever gifted 2 subs. I appreciate that. Fuck life, I want that. Thank you so much. To whoever did that, I really, really appreciate that, and thank you for helping us meet our sub goal. It wasn't me this time. Yeah, I wonder who that was, but clearly, if they want to be anonymous, you do not have to reveal yourself. But thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. Seriously, thank you. You guys are amazing. Is tarot reading a channel redeem? No, actually, I do a pre-game tarot card reading. I currently don't have anything set up for like an individual reading, but one thing I am hoping to do is I have some community days planned out in my head at least. Life doesn't like me very much, so it's hard for me to work out the time for when I'd be free enough to do it. But for whenever we do those community days, I do want to try to do some personalized tarot readings for those of you that are interested in that. So we'll see how it all works out. But if that's something you guys are interested in, then I can do that. I started somewhat believing in it when someone started reading for me. It's like counseling, if that makes sense. Tells me what's going on in my life and what I could/should be doing. Yes, exactly. I say this all the time. Hold on, let me get some music going because I was about to put on our tarot reading music, but I'll put that off just briefly. Get some music going. I say this all the time when I'm talking about tarot with everybody here, but a lot of people are just immediately like hostile towards anything dealing with astrology, and I get it. I understand why. Not judging or angry or critical of anybody that feels that way at all. Not at all. But I do feel a lot of times these things get a bad rep because of the way that people handle certain things. Tarot is something I recommend to everybody because even if you don't believe in it, that's not really the point. The benefit you get from tarot is that it makes you think about yourself. When you receive a reading, you are forced to do some introspection. You're forced to think critically about yourself and your feelings and your life. And if you come away from that disagreeing with a reading, that's great. Because even if you don't find that it resonated with you, it means that you thought critically enough about your life and yourself to have that realization. And a lot of us are so busy, or a lot of people just don't, you're going from one thing to another in life, whether that's school, whether that's work, or just, maybe you're in the throes of depression or whatever. And you're not taking enough time to actually sit and think on your life. It can really help you to clear some stuff out mentally, Kind of like being forced to clean your room or something, right? Can help you sort some stuff out that you may not have been thinking about. I've heard some people call it similar to meditation. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. I would definitely say that is the case. Because like I said, even if you come away from it saying, this doesn't fit me at all, I don't agree with this, it's bullshit, that's perfectly fine. Guess what? You had to actually think to come to that conclusion. And again, a lot of us do not take that time to think about our feelings about stuff that closely. So, yeah. It can be very difficult to do that when you're living paycheck to paycheck, or, you're in a difficult situation in life or whatever. You're just trying to make it through, So tarot can be a way of forcing you to reckon with your feelings and everything, and it can be very helpful for you and cathartic. And also give you a little bit of advice in times when you need it, and either you don't have anybody to help you with that, either just in general, or you're in a pinch and you don't have anybody to talk to or whatever. You might be surprised at the message that you receive, whether it's something that is uplifting and encouraging or something that might be tough love. Sometimes you get a reading that might tell you, hey, look, you need to get off your ass and stop feeling sorry for yourself. And that might not be the most warm thing, but sometimes it's what you need to hear. You know what I mean? So, yeah, tarot, I would say, is absolutely meditative. Silent Hill 3 mentioned? Yes. Silent Hill 3 is my favorite Silent Hill game. Can't wait to play Silent Hill 3 soon. I'll probably start it in September, so I have time to follow it up with Silent Hill 4, and then follow that up with Origins. Yeah, Silent Hill 3 is my favorite, and I've actually been interested in doing, Oh, you can't hear me, you're in ad jail. I'm sorry about that, Astro Wolf. So we'll just stall until the ads are over, and then we'll do the tarot reading for real this time. I apologize for the little detour, but I always do like to talk a little bit about the way I view tarot, especially when we have new people. Because I know it can be off-putting. when you hear somebody start talking about anything regarding astrology, and it's like, okay, you know, not for me, I'm out of here. Not that I think that'll reach those people, which is fair, but, you know, I just do think it's nice to be able to make it clear the general view I have of things like tarot. Alright, the ads are over. Welcome back from Agile, everybody. We're going to go ahead and get into our pre-game tarot card reading now. So now I will actually switch the music to our tarot reading music, which is Aria of the Soul from the Persona games. And then we'll get this reading out of the way. So we can finally play for what will probably end up being like an hour and a half. We'll see. Alright, where is the song? There it is. Here we are. Alright, everybody, let's see what the cards have in store for us today. Today's card is the Five of Swords reversed. The Five of Swords is a card dealing with conflict. However, in its reversed position, it is one of exhaustion. The Five of Swords in reverse can represent an ongoing battle between two or multiple other parties that is getting nowhere. It is a series of arguments or disagreements that does not seem to be leading to any particular satisfactory end. And when you find yourself deadlocked like this, it can be very, very frustrating. The message here is to learn when to give up. Oftentimes, we will stay embroiled in conflict because of our pride, because we don't want to be wrong. We don't want the other person to be right or to feel like they've won. We feel the need to defend ourselves. But in doing all of these things, you prolong your exhaustion, your mental health things, and you prolong your pain. Sometimes it's easier to forego your pride and just learn when to walk away from a situation. There is no shame in walking away from a fight, especially one that is not, that has no end in sight. Because it really does not pay for you to say, hey, I withstood the fight or I stood my ground, if by the end of it there's very little of you left. Because you are so worn out, you're so tired, and your mental health is in tatters. Many of us will find ourselves in this kind of situation with coworkers, with family, with other people that we just don't get along with, or even specific situations. This doesn't even necessarily need to be a conflict between two people, but it can be a conflict in a situation that you are in that you need to let go of. Right? Like, for example, sticking it out at a job that is just not working out for you, and you refuse to leave, either out of spite to people that might be making you miserable there, like a boss or a coworker, or just out of your own pride because you don't want to feel like a quitter, right? But again, the end result of this is ongoing, prolonged pain and frustration. It's not worth it. So this card is encouraging you to put the sword down and stop fighting, because the longer you're embroiled in a conflict that has no end, the more and more narrow-minded you become, and the more your view is hidden to better options. Sometimes once you walk away from that conflict, you realize that there was something better there for you the whole time that you could have been using your time and energy on, or something better will come into your life. But you've been so focused on one particular thing that you're letting better times pass you by. So understand that it's not always worth it to continue butting heads either with people or with a situation that is just not letting up whatsoever. Right? There is no shame in walking away from something that is not giving you any sense of happiness or progress. Usually, conflict does not result in any particular true winner. Everybody just kind of comes out of it feeling worse for wear, so you can kind of mitigate that by stepping away from it much sooner. So, don't allow yourself to be caught up in that cycle if you can help it, whether, again, you're talking about people you might be dealing with, or a particular situation that you have in mind. Try to extract yourself from that, and understand that happiness can be just around the corner. No matter how frustrating a situation you're in right now can be. For better or worse, life can change on a dime. And you can help aid that process in the positive context if you make a concerted effort to step away from the things that are making you miserable. It can also signify, this card in this position can also signify something that is coming back to haunt you. So that sense of prolonged conflict can also be a conflict within yourself of something that you have not let go of, and much like its meaning towards a general argument or disagreement and such, can also be a sign for you to stop fighting with yourself and to learn how to let certain things go in your mind so that you are not constantly tormented. So I think you've got the gist of it. But yes, that is our pre-game tarot card reading. I hope that was enlightening for some of you or helped you in some way. Let me catch up on the chat. I always look away from chat when I'm doing this, so I don't get too distracted while trying to convey the meanings of these things in a clear way. Yeah, me and my fucking eyeball. Yeah, I mean, it can refer to something like that. To an extent. In that case, I would say maybe stop, fighting the, like, when you're in chronic pain, sometimes the best thing that you can do is try to stop thinking about it, which is nearly impossible because, of course, your nerves are on fire, you're in pain. But of course, we can sometimes make it worse for ourselves by indulging it too much. When you try to look for something to focus on, either through meditation or, watching something else or listening to music, just doing anything else can sometimes help to alleviate some of that pain. If only just a very little bit. I come back and the yap continues. I'm not sure if you missed me flipping off Twitch and Jeff Bezos as you asked, but I did do it. This card is me in every college group project. Effecto, I think more people can probably relate to that than you would expect. Thank you, Igor. You're very good at this. By the way, have you done something to your nose? It looks different. Perhaps a midlife crisis. Thank you, Kaiser. To be compared to Igor, and his prowess with explaining things in an entertaining fashion is a huge compliment. I don't think my nose is as stylish as his, if that's the word you want to use. I do love the tarot readings. Thank you, Andrea. But yes, we are through with that, which means it is finally time for some more Cronos, the New Dawn. We're going to play this for a little bit. I do hope that you guys are going to enjoy it, for those of you that decide to stick around and watch some gameplay. I've been really enjoying this game a lot. I can't recommend it enough. It is really good. It is scratching the itch that I have for a new Resident Evil game, and like, I know we just got Requiem this year, but I'm quite insatiable. I must admit. So let's go ahead and switch over. For those of you that don't know, this game is by Bloober Team, the same people that developed the Silent Hill 2 remake. What's fascinating about this game is that it's only the second game that they have made that actually has combat. The Silent Hill 2 remake was their first. All their other games have been devoid of combat. So the fact that this game is actually as fun as it is, and has such a tight combat system, is actually rather impressive for the devs, I would say. Oh, you're welcome, Dark. Insatiable, oh my. Gonna take my leave to avoid spoilers. Hope you have an amazing time with it. Of course. Thank you so much, Dark. I appreciate you being here. I had fun watching your stream earlier. Yeah, you did a great job, by the way, taking out that freaking bat. But yes, thank you for being here. I always appreciate you, and I hope you have a great rest of your evening. Can't believe I got past that part. Yeah, you were roughing it for a while. I left to go have food, and I was gone for, I want to say, what, like 45 minutes? And when I came back, you were still on the same thing. But just as I got back settled in, you killed it. It was like perfect timing. I was prepared having to replay 16 hours. But yeah, don't let me keep you here. I don't want you to spoil this game for yourself. I would definitely say, Dark, wherever this game is on your list, you should move it up. It's that good. It is that good. It gotta be your luck that carried me. My luck? Me and luck. We're not on speaking terms, so I'm not sure it was that, but unless you're talking to Kaiser. But definitely not me. Which one? Okay, this one right here. Let's go ahead and load the game. I gotta go through my inventory. You joined back and I won, no doubt about it. Yes, you have a great one too. Yes, have a great rest of your evening. Use headphones for the best survival horror experience. Alright, we are back in the safe room. I left off when I needed to... Yeah, we gotta go to the hardware store. So let's go ahead and step out. For those of you that might be curious about why I titled the stream this. So the monsters that we've been dealing with, up to this point, well, they don't speak. There's a monster in this building that speaks, and it's concerning. So, there's your reason for the title. Oh, this game, it's cool? Yeah, I've been really, really enjoying this. Oh, hello there. Oh, you can puke. There's another concerning development. I'd rather you just stayed down. So something else about this game, for those of you that may not know, the enemies, when you kill them, they can actually walk over the fallen bodies of other enemies that you've defeated and absorb them like that. Oh my god, alright. Sorry, I had to lock in for a second because I could not hit that red barrel, apparently. Not a big fan of talking monsters. In this case, Effecto, no. Because this monster was demonstrating, a worrying degree of intelligence. It's not just that he could speak, but also that he, seems to be capable of planning and lying in wait, which is never a good thing. They're already bad enough to deal with, we don't need an intelligent one. If you know what I mean. We cannot let them speak, they'll soon start asking for rights. I mean, technically in that case, they would have the right of way because they kind of reclaimed destroyed Earth, so... I think we're the invaders here, in this case. When your monster can plan and say your name, we're reaching into cryptid territory, and we all know how that ends. Yeah, exactly, Bolgay. That's kind of where we're at right now. Whatever that thing was that was in the apartment building, he destroyed the area leading into the stairwell. And that was not good. Alright, there's got to be something more I can do in this room. I'm supposed to be looking for bolt cutters, I think. Hold on. There we go. Holy hell. You are... little too large for my liking. And pissed off. Gotta reload. Did that kill him? I think it's safe to say that killed him. Thank God I picked up shotgun ammo. Because that would have been a much worse situation without it. We finally got the bolt cutters. Bolt cutters, a tool used for cutting bolts, chains, padlocks, rebar, and wire mesh. Why don't we start with this door right here? Alright, so that leads us back out here. Let's actually go back into this area because I do think there was another door over here that had chains. I'm running out of air-dried clay. Were you working on another clay art project, Effecto? No rights for you? No, not for that guy. No. Thank you for the head pats, Valko. You'll see. What are you up to, Effecto? Alright, I'm gonna make more shotgun shells. I think they more than proved their worth after that fight. Because that was about to be very, very bad if I only had pistol ammo. Or pea shooter ammo, rather, because this thing does absolutely nothing. I, too, would fall to the temptation of police brutality if my gun was made by Bad Dragon. How does Bad Dragon keep coming up on my channel? First it was Callisto, and now it's you. Okay, there was something around here that I did not pick up before because I didn't have the space. Bulgay, I know. According to Callisto, me and her have a partnership with them, and what would you call it? God, what do they call that? A discount code. Hallie Callie. Apparently. Ask her about it next time she shows up. I'm sure she'd be more than happy to tell you. Look, I know what goth boys like. Alright, we need to head back into the apartments now. And you know what that means, right? Now that we're back in here, that thing is going to make itself known. So we need to be very careful. In fact, you know what? Let me hit the safe room first. Did I put any small health packs in here? No, I did put a medium, but we... What is that? Handgun ammo. Alright, I'm gonna put that back. I expect that from Marty, but not from you. Listen, I didn't come up with it. You can blame Callisto for that. Do I have enough for... Shotgun reloads pretty fast. I really don't think I need the reload speed upgrade right now. I mean, it couldn't hurt, but... We wanted something that would be a better investment. I'd say probably charge speed, honestly. That would be better. I left for a few seconds. What did I get back to? Don't worry about it, Augustine. Welcome back. Just making a save. Alright. I need to go to YouTube and rewind this. Bulgay was just finding out about the partnership that Callisto insists that she and I have with a certain company. Okay, so I think the thing that can talk is probably the thing he's referring to. So fire is what we're gonna need here. You mean your future sponsorship? Yes. At the rate Twitch is driving people to alternatives like Blue Twitch with their policies, more likely than one might think. I guess they're not wrong in some cases. Don't worry, it might take a bit for them to recognize your natural celebrity aura, but you'll get that sponsorship for sure. That would definitely be an interesting sponsorship. To put it one way. Okay, that was unsettling. I see that gravity is not quite on here. I'm gonna go to bed, need to do my bed sponsorship. Have fun. Thank you for dropping by, Kaiser, and thank you for the follow and the good conversation. I really appreciate it. Have a good rest. Yes, sleep well. Gotta be very careful around here, because I'm pretty sure we still have those, exploding blisters around here somewhere. So I don't want to move too fast going into new rooms. Oh, and when you get to Resident Evil, they can do lore accurate Mr. X. Yeah, there's our guy. The one we are quite worried about. Interesting, it seems like he knows who I am, which is also very concerning. Take that. I'm kind of surprised there's a safe room up here, but I'm not going to be... Never mind. False advertisement. What the fuck is going on? Alright, can I even fight him? Oh, you felt that. But not enough. Ow. This is not a good situation. Where did he go? Okay, I am dead. That is the first time I've died. Which is disappointing because I was hoping I'd be able to get through the whole game without dying. But that was our first death. So we need to lead him to those, explosive barrels and such. Problem is, he can disappear and reappear. Alright, so I know he's gonna pop up there. Let me... see if there's anything else I can find real quick. Well, I guess not. This little bit of scrap is all we've got. Alright, I need that. So I'm gonna do something annoying. Just waste a bullet so I can take the health, because the health is honestly more important. I think it'd be scary if the monster was hunting you and you hear it say, "Come out so I can turn you into a bad dragon toy." Volga, you are not supposed to contribute to this. You're not supposed to contribute to this whatsoever. Alright, fuck it. Let's go in here. I wish I could just throw this thing at him. Of course, he stands right in the fucking way. You look mighty disposable, boy. Finally. You don't like that? Of course, he goes and burrows under the ground. I'm in here, come on. Of course, that magically did not affect him. The way that I need health right now. Sorry, it popped into my head. Fuck. Well, you would pop up there. I have no idea how I died. I was playing Metro today. I can't take this monster seriously. Oh yeah, I saw you were playing that. This fight is very Resident Evil. Yeah, it is. In fact, actually, this monster kind of looks like an Ouroboros monster from Resident Evil 5. I'm sure if you've played it, you'll probably agree. Ugh. Yeah, right, Ballgay? Alright, we're gonna heal before going in there. So I can make some rum. Like the guy you had to incinerate, accidentally incinerated my duo once. Should I? Alright, at least with that I can actually potentially make one thing of health. Are you thinking of making some ramen effecto? Not a lot of games accurately depict what having night vision is like. What would you say the most realistic one is in your opinion, Bolgay? Alright, right off the bat, here's what I'm gonna do differently. I'm gonna break that, so it's not such a pain in the ass. And have a little bit more room to run from him. See, the thing is, I don't even know if, if I'm hurting him with that. He's like not reacting at all to being shot, which is not encouraging. It is never a good sign. Got torch fuel. Alright. Bought myself a little bit of time with that. Reload. Yeah, come here. Oh, he's faster now. I needed that. God damn. I have too much recoil on both of these guns. Maybe I should go back downstairs and try to see if I can, and do something about that. It's less the depiction and more the fact. RDM flips them on for cutscenes and I'm stuck with them on until I regain full control. Military sims like Tarkov come close. Arma is a good one too. Splinter Cell did a decent job for its time. God, I miss Splinter Cell so much. It makes me so upset that Ubisoft has not made a new Splinter Cell. And in their own words, they don't know how. Like, I don't get that one. I do not get that whatsoever. Apparently I missed this note here. A man who changed. Something has crawled into Edward's brain. It's the only explanation for his insane theories. At first I thought he was joking, but he really seems to believe them. I don't know if I should be scared or worried, but he's seriously starting to creep me out. I told him to stop, but it only seemed to make it worse. He hardly seems like the Edward I knew. Maybe this place is getting to him too. I'm afraid he'll do something dangerous soon. They'll touch close to what gamers want, then go the complete opposite going forward. Yeah. They've been trying to make a remake of the first Splinter Cell for years already, and apparently have been struggling, and I cannot understand why, for the life of me. They're struggling to remake a original Xbox, PS2, and GameCube game. Not that I'm saying it's easy. I know game development is hard, and obviously, doesn't matter what kind of era of game you're remaking, you could still struggle. The reason why I'm being a little bit frustrated in this regard is because, to my understanding, the hang-up with remaking Splinter Cell and making any new Splinter Cell game is that they evidently don't know how to turn it into something that they can consistently monetize, which is like... Number one, can you maybe just make a good game and not... I understand it's a business, whatever, but it's like... it's frustrating. Just make a good Splinter Cell game, for starters. Second of all, like, if you need multiplayer, you already sorted this out with Spies versus Mercenaries, you know? There's still nothing really like Spies versus Mercenaries. I think, honestly, the closest thing to it is probably, funnily enough, Mecha Chameleon. In a weird way. It's not even, you know, it's not that similar, but in the relative ballpark, you know what I mean? So why not do more Spies versus Mercenaries? And then if you must, you can make all your ridiculous skins that have tie-ins to different media properties and such, you know? Not saying I'd be happy about that, but I mean, whatever gets a new Splinter Cell game out. But apparently that thought has not crossed their mind. Wait, that pistol looks like the Maxim 9. Oh, the one that I have. This one right here. An integrally suppressed pistol. It has a chunky barrel because it houses a suppressor. It makes it a decent sci-fi looking gun. It also has very bad recoil. I am finding right now. Let's put some money into stabilizing it. I don't know how much it's going to help, but... I'm gonna put the bolt cutters back for now. Don't think I'm gonna need that during this battle, but I do need help and I do need shotgun shells. Alright, let's see how this round goes. The real one is chambered in 9mm and wouldn't have that much of felt recoil. Yeah, this thing is like, when you fire it, it is very hard to keep it still. Alright, we're gonna try this again, and hope for the best. Oh, no worries, ball gay. Take your time. Alright, let's get out of here. Break this. Okay, I think I'm actually... getting somewhere right now. I say as I run out of pistol ammo. Alright, it's time to scavenge. Gotta reload. Of course, he covers up. Right, no time for that. Don't think so. Get the fuck off me. In a very, very bad position right now. God, I need health really, really bad. Don't think I'm gonna get through this. Never mind, found some health. Gotta reload. Weirdly enough, actually, the pistol is kind of the exact weapon I think I need right now. Oh my god, finally. Finally. After he called me a stupid bitch. I was not aware that these guys were capable of apparently holding enough malice to possess such a thought. Terrible things. Things got dangerous. He came to me yesterday, all shaken and angry. He talked about terrible things. He said they have to happen, but there is no turning back. I'm afraid of him, but I'm also afraid for him. Doesn't he understand that he needs help? I would think that he is obsessed with me, but no. He keeps saying that they will come for him. Who? What has he done? I feel sorry for him. Am I being stupid? Is he manipulating me? Am I in danger? I tell myself to stay away from him, but he's the only friend I have left. The only friend I deserve. He told me we need to go, but if he comes today, I won't open the door. I won't. I can't. Right, we are on very thin ice right now with regards to, do I just walk through this? Opening time rifts. Find the right position in order to make the time rift start emitting the largest amount of light. Continue to hold it in that position until the rift opens. So did we go back in time?
Temporal destination reached. Proceeding with the search for the target, Edward Wisniewski.
Search the apartment. Well to hell. The rumor has it that the Soviets had made a disturbing discovery in recent months. The controversial project led by an individual named Mr. Azakov. In the attempt to drill the deepest borehole in history has faced a fatal accident. When the drill reached just over 14 kilometers, it suddenly stopped and started to melt, leading to an explosion killing most of the crew. Although the communist authorities try to deny the occurrence of such disaster, the few surviving scientists are very vocal about it. They also mention hearing unbearable, tormented screams coming from the depth. Could they really have dug the well to hell?
It's all music tapes. Worthless.
December 21st, 1981, Monday. 1954 news clipping. Unexplained murder in one of New Dawn's blocks. New Dawn's blocks. Excuse me. After his wife reported her husband missing a few days earlier, the body of Joseph K. was found in the basement of his own apartment building. At first, it was thought that he had died of natural causes, but strange marks around the head of the deceased allow speculation of murder. The man's body was discovered by two children. Unfortunately, due to their young age, the police were unable to gather statements that would help the case. The two were entrusted to the care of a psychologist. Independent Bulletin Revolt. More and more people disappear from the streets every day. They will try to tell you it's some mysterious disease, an unknown sickness. But we know the truth. We know what they did. Open your eyes. Under no circumstances should you go to the hospital. or to those kill camps, or as they call it, temporary medical facilities. Do not take any injections nor medicine provided by the government. Do not let them fool you. Angela's birthday party. August 11th. Funny enough, what was yesterday in reality. Blood and snow. Disappearance in the mountains. A group of hikers has been declared missing after an unsettling discovery in Tatra Mountains. Last Friday, a young couple from Krakow stumbled upon an abandoned campsite near the Zima Cave. They noticed devastated tents that had been cut from the inside. They also found some clothes scattered around the site, and what's most disturbing, traces of blood on the snow. After they notified the authorities, the site and the hiking trail were taken out of use. The search is underway. There's a lot of notes in here. Their time has come. Today, I again met this drunken moron from the apartment above me. When I see him, my head immediately starts to hurt. He threatened me and thought I was afraid of him. I just wanted to throw up, that's all. At one point, I thought I was going to blow his head off. Smack. He said he knew what I was up to, but in truth, he didn't know shit. They all don't know shit. None of them wanted to listen, and now it's too late. Their time has come. A new beginning. Everything is progressing exactly as I predicted. I have to act fast. I'm putting the final touches and preparing for when this whole fucking whorehouse goes up in flames. These fucking hypocrites will regret not joining me when there was still time. Their existence is worthless. Makes me sick. She is the only thing I care about. It is for her that I do all the backbreaking. When she joins me, she will appreciate it. We will start anew. There's got to be a clue around here for the... password to that safe. Yeah, it's really crazy to me that this game just kind of came out almost completely, not under the radar, but, didn't get the fanfare you might expect. And it absolutely deserves it, because this game is fantastic. I cannot recommend it enough. For those of you that have not played it and have even a slight interest in it, it is definitely worth it. A well-deserved end. The world does deserve what is happening. What hideous, brainless clowns we are. All anyone thinks about is how to eat, fuck, and make money. We don't deserve to live. I don't feel sorry for those who run away from the truth. Let them die. All of them. Humanity had its chance and lost it. We became shit, and the role of shit is to be fertilizer for new life. And that's fine. It's time to flush the shitter of history. This guy had a lot of anger in him, didn't he? But interestingly, look at that. Whoever this person was drawing designs of our suit. Strange note. These are all different dates. He would come to observe her. I'm a very positive fertilizer if I say so myself. Thank you very much. Hmm. I have no idea what the passcode for that could be. There's so many notes in here, and then there's strange things on the wall. Like we have the 666 here. We have the calendar date here.
I need more data about the target's whereabouts. I should find something in his apartment.
Time is up. Is there anything else around here that I didn't read? Assuming that we have to get that safe open. It's the only thing that we haven't looked at in here. See, there's so many things here that are scrawled in red with circles around them and exclamation points and stuff that I can't tell what's just supposed to be like manic writing or what I'm supposed to be paying attention to for hints to the actual code. The line between a clue and insanity is a thin one. Yeah, it kind of feels like that right now, Effecto. This is the only note right now with numbers. This is a 3-digit passcode, right? Yeah. Okay, that's not correct. So there's dates on that little note there, right? Right here. '48, '52, '63. So there's 1965, right? There's a 0x65 here. And there's like a little drawing of us, or our suit rather, circled in there. So I feel like they really are trying to get our attention on this. It's like then you also have this right here. I really have no idea what the combination could be. Combination for what? This safe right here. We have a three-digit passcode for this safe. I do not know Now I'm supposed to get the code for it. So right here, we have 666. But when I try that, nothing. Now we have this note here. I don't know if this is supposed to be a clue for it. The apartment is full of insane notes from this guy. And then we do have this weird thing on the wall here. There's like a drawing of our suit that's circled, and you have all these exclamation points and such. Can't make out those numbers. Yeah, it's hard to see. Hold on. Is it really that simple? I was overthinking it. All red herrings. You did it. I knew you would figure out the code. If you're reading this, I've probably disappeared under unexplainable circumstances. Don't look for me. But there's still hope for you. In these plans, I include all the information for survival. First of all, you need to go to the shelter. I've been preparing that place for some time. This is because I know what will happen. That fucking tyrant with a broom doesn't even look there. It's a perfect place.
Enough data. The shelter. The girl. These are worth looking into.
I was about to start overthinking for you. Yeah, honestly, it's kind of funny because when you look at it, it's very, very obvious because, of course, you know, we have a picture of a character that obviously means something to this individual. And it's literally right here marked in blue. So it should have been remarkably clear. But they put numbers all over the place and all these scribblings, so you kind of start to think that maybe... What the hell is going on?
Something's wrong.
Well, that was weird. Good night, Sally. Yes, please do get some rest. Thank you for being here. Please do get some good sleep. I will be hopping off shortly, actually. Probably whenever I reach the next save point. But please do rest well, and thank you for being here. Missing Angela Wozenak.
I know you're there. I can still hear your steps. Give her back. Give me my little angel, Edward.
You called for Edvard. I am here to find him.
Finally. They've sent someone for this filthy freak. my daughter. Oh, do you know anything about my poor baby? About my poor angel?
Why would Edward take your daughter?
Focus your attention. Why would Edvard take your daughter?
That no good bastard. He used to harass us all with all kinds of gibberish. He talked about experiments, about the end, about death. God knows what he meant. Maybe he's holding her somewhere, doing God knows what to my girl. Lord have mercy. Will you help me? Will you bring her back to me? I'm so worried about her.
Don't be. You'll be reunited.
Don't be. You will be reunited. Now step inside and lock the door. It is not safe outside.
Yes, yes. Thank you. God bless you.
Incidental contact has been made. The woman was blind. It's one of the symptoms. I have to remain cautious.
There's so much going on that I'm trying to unpack the story right now. So I apologize if I'm a little bit quiet. I'm just honestly thinking about all the things that just happened. Get rid of it. Last warning, the fact that the apartment is empty doesn't mean it can be used as a smuggling hole. A moonshine den is one thing, but a hidey hole for all this American hi-fi junk is not something I will tolerate. Get rid of it. You have time till Christmas. P.S. The shit looks expensive, so don't test me. Your superintendent. Mechanic Liss? Really wish I was better at pronouncing Polish names and such.
Paving the path has begun.
Alright, safe room discovered.
I established an outpost for future travelers. Its location is easy to discover, but by my reckoning, the dive took me to a moment shortly before the end of Phase 3 humanity. The area is about to become deserted, perfect to continue paving the path. I intend to create more structures in the area. They will become safe havens for the next ones. Such is our calling.
Okay, so that makes sense as to how this safe room even got here. Well, they didn't give us a whole lot to work with, but, it's gonna have to do. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and save it. Alright, everybody. Let me move us back to the office. And we'll get ready to sign off. Alright. Thank you, everybody, for joining me here today. I had a lot of fun. I know this was a shorter stream than usual. We were only going for about 3 hours. Normally I go for around 4 to 4.5. But as I said at the start of stream, I've got a long day ahead of me tomorrow, and today was already a long day, and I'm super tired. So I'm gonna try to do the smart thing and call it early. I cannot guarantee that I will be on tomorrow. I'd like to try if I can help it, but yeah. We'll see how it goes, but I would say probably don't plan on seeing me tomorrow. But I'm usually around on Discord for those of you that, you know, want to post in the server and stuff. I should probably be there to see it. Thank you for the hydrate. Me doing 3 hours is standard, right? Sure. Adrian, oh Adrian, I wish I was faster, but I couldn't finish what I was doing sooner. It'll have to be for another day. No, it's no worries, Effecto. Take your time. I don't know what you're doing, but I assume it's something regarding me, and I'm just, like I always say, I'm just grateful when you guys are here and hanging out with me, and if you are making another project like the cute little Cladrian that you made, I am immensely touched by that, so thank you. But take your time, it's okay. There will be other days, so no worries. Let me see who I can leave all of you with. Who else is online? Alright, we are going to raid into Neo Sunday. They are playing something called Summer Haze / Glory Days for the month of August. They are actually playing a bunch of games made by non-binary developers, which is very, very cool. To my understanding, a lot of them like reached out, and yeah, they're going to be playing a bunch of these kinds of games all month to put a spotlight on NB developers, which is really, really cool. So, we're going to go ahead and raid into them. So please do say hi when we head in. And give them a follow. They're a very cool fellow witch VTuber. And we try to support each other around here, so... yes, please do drop in and do say hi. Let me get our raid message up. We're gonna do things a little bit different today. I think this would be cute. We're gonna go with this one. So that will be our raid message for today. For those of you over on YouTube, like Effecto, please have a great rest of your evening. This will be where everything ends on YouTube. I appreciate you all for joining me, and I thank you for taking the time out of your day to come and hang out. Always appreciate it. And I'll be seeing you in the next one. And as for everybody here on Twitch, we're going to go ahead and get ready to raid out. So thank you for joining me today. As always, I really, really appreciate it. Like I said, I will keep you updated on whether or not I will be live tomorrow. Right now, I'm not counting on it. but we shall see. I'll let you all know in the server. That's gonna be it for me, everybody. Good night to you too, Valko. I hope you have a great rest of your evening. Just trying to make sure I can get this ready. Okay, perfect. Alright, everybody. If you haven't eaten, get something to eat. And if you have not rested, please make sure you get some good sleep this evening. I know I definitely need it. Will I get it? Probably not, but what else is new? In any case, take care of yourselves, everybody. And until we meet again, as always, stay spellbound.